Ba-dut, ba-dut. Ba-dut, da-dut, da-dut. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. We're
Thanks,
back.
Snap.
Happy birthday, Bear Taffy. Woo!
Yay! I got a good game at the very end as a happy birthday bear. It didn't
Yeah.
turn out to be a totally shit Thursday night football match.
You can't swear in the first minute, Bear. That's how it goes on
Totally
YouTube.
shiz.
Welcome, everybody, to the quick snap here for Week 14, where we saw the Raiders raidering it up just amazingly as they do, losing to the Rams 17-16 in the final seconds, Bear, of regulation.
Al Michaels really teed this up. He was talking about how Brady and the Bucks on Monday Night Football, the most recently played game before this, managed to pull off basically this exact same feat with a little over 3 minutes left. Came back from 13 down and got the exact same score as a result.
Yep. And how.
Yep.
I would have, if you would have put money on the Rams starting Baker Mayfield, just at any amount of odds, would you have done it? If I would have said, Bear, you give me $1, I'll give you back 10 if Baker starts, would you have even taken that bet?
Oh, I would take that bet. I'd be dumb not to take that bet.
Really, you thought that they would start Baker with less than one, essentially one practice out of requiring him.
The Rams are cooked, man. Honestly, I don't know why we didn't consider the possibility of it when it was brought up on the show originally. Because, what do they got left to lose at this point? You might as well start Baker if he feels ready to go. If he thinks he's learned enough of the playbook to start, then by all means.
I mean, it makes you really truly wonder how different NFL playbooks really are. If a quarterback, literally, if any player can go from one team to another, less than 48 hours from living on pretty much the other side of the country, and then playing in a game and also winning, it makes you wonder.
Maybe this is just the year where we dispel all the illusions of the complexity of the NFL and realize that people like Jeff Saturday, who have no coaching experience, can come in and actually win games, and people like Baker Mayfield, who have never played for the Los Angeles Rams before, can just show up on the plane and be like the answer to all of their prayers.
And people like Josh McDaniels, who also don't have any coaching experience whatsoever, can continue to lose and somehow have a job, much like Todd Bowles.
Yeah, this Raiders team is garbage.
Raiders suck.
There's
Hello,
our
Coach Crendor. Congrats on your lock, Coach.
They're a worthless organization, except for Devontae Adams.
All right.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
And there he
Jacobs
goes.
too. I'm going to throw Jacobs in there.
Yeah, you can throw Jacobs in.
Well, yeah. Josh Jacobs hurt his right hand during the game and had x-rays.
He was grimacing.
There was no indication from the medical staff of what the results were, but they sent him back out in the game anyway, and he played and then re-injured the hand that he went to go get looked at. So that was fun. Mm-hmm. Jacobs finished with 27 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Derek Carr finished with 137, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, although one did come at the very last play of the game. Whereas Baker did Baker things, 230 and 1 TD, and he rushed for 10 yards, which, wouldn't expect him to do all that much rushing. But, Coach, we were just talking about how we wonder how interchangeable the NFL playbooks really are. If a quarterback who had less than a day of practice can go out, start for or not really, I mean, yeah, he started, but play for the team and win the game if he was on the clear other opposite side of the country less than 2 days ago.
Well, I think they probably gave him a very simplified version of hey, what do you know? And we'll just run kind of plays that we have that are similar to what you know. And then they're like, hey, we're going to run this, but he wants to run this, that type of, I doubt they're like, all right, we're going to get into the depth of our offense for this one.
And how
usually in the 2-minute drill, the quarterback is calling the plays too, right? And he very clearly was in that moment. So he knew enough to be able to do that in that critical of a situation.
Yeah.
And how much more bad does it make Derek Carr look when he loses to a quarterback who also had less than a day of practice on the opposite end with the playbook that he barely even knew and lose? Especially in the fourth quarter, is very Tom Brady-esque of Baker.
I mean, I would say this was the Raiders shitting the bed more than anything. It's kind of like how the Saints mainly shit themselves to lose that game. This was the Raiders doing like this. They already had a pass interference on the start of that ending drive, which I think I tuned in right when the pass interference hit. I don't know if he like threw an interception or like something, so it would have negated it. And then they sack Baker Mayfield at like the 5-yard line, but Tillery knocks the ball out of his hands when he's trying to get up. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yep.
So like they were just doing dumb Raider shit, and then they just gave up like two. Like the one catch was actually amazing by the Rams guys, so that was pretty good. And then actually the other catch was good too. They made some crazy catches. But
Baker was
yeah,
making good throws, man.
Yeah, he was making really good throws.
He had a couple of really good connections to Van Jefferson early on when he first came out. Of course, and also landed the touchdown, the one and only passing touchdown that Baker had, which is all they needed, really, when it came down to it, because the Raiders are terrible and Derek Carr is still remaining terrible, and I've always maintained that fact. But if you're watching this here live on the Quick Snap, everybody, here at the halfway mark, make sure you click that like button. Click it for Bear's birthday.
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
Bear
happy
a good birthday.
Thanks.
Yeah, you want to make Bear happy on his birthday, click the like button. And thank you, everyone who goes around sharing the videos, as well as those of you who've been signing up to the Patreon as well. All those, you can find the link down below, too. And going back into this one, Coach Krendor, you know, people were skeptical. I myself included was worried about Baker actually like doing anything in Los Angeles, and the fact that he's 1-0 now, it speaks volumes over either just how bad the morale was or just how bad the Raiders were. I mean, I know you said this was the Raiders' loss that they earned. They definitely earned this loss, snatching it from the jaws of victory. But do you think that Baker's going to be like a permanent fixture here after Stafford, or do you think he's just one and done?
So fast.
No, like I still think Baker is like a backup quarterback. I think he's a good backup quarterback. Like I think that's what he is now, unless his arm gets better. Yeah, like well, I think he's better than Colt McCoy, but like he's like if he was good, I think he would have been still in Carolina. Like I don't think they got rid of him because they're like, oh, this guy's just too good. We gotta get like I think
he reminds me of Case Keenum.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's how he is in my mind. Baker's not a starting quarterback. He'll do the job. I mean, here's a hot question for both of you. Would you rather have Fitzgerald or Mayfield?
Oh, jeez. I mean,
it's Magic versus Baker.
I want to address before I answer that and put some suspense on it. The magic that unfolded before us tonight. I feel like we really haven't gone over that enough. This was some storybook shit, man. Baker coming on for 2 days, basically, after being signed by this team. It's like a dude coming off the street, basically. And he gets the W against a team that very much wants and needs to win this game. And the Rams really don't. And Baker still comes in and he's like, nah, we're taking this.
I meant Fitzpatrick, not Fitzgerald, by the way, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I figured, but... I don't know, man. I mean, after tonight, you give me this 2-minute version of Baker Mayfield, give me this guy every time.
What is it this year with fourth quarter comebacks? We've seen a lot of them. It feels like more often than usual.
Well,
it's great.
4 of those are the Raiders just shitting themselves.
They tied the NFL record.
They showed,
like,
man. They lost 13-point leads 4 times this year.
Yep.
13-point leads 4 times. It ties an NFL record. Which, by the way, love it. At 9:56 p.m., I said, glad I won my lock already. Thanks, Raiders.
Yep.
Then 15 minutes later, I said, holy shit, if the Raiders blow this, hey, look, they fucking blew it.
Dude, I was really hoping Apollo would be on the Quick Snap with us tonight. I'm excited to hear his take on this for sure, because I was laughing so hard when they were talking about how much they love McDaniels in Las Vegas and how he gels with the general manager there because they used to be like high school football teammates, and his whole connection, and like, oh God, they're gonna lose this game, aren't they?
I mean, Bear, you're in Vegas. Do you hear that? Is that the sentiment from Raiders fans that you've heard of, or no?
This motherfucker talking to me like I go talk to the people.
Come on, Bear. You live in Vegas.
I'm a man about the village.
You're a Raiders fan.
How the local pulse is, dude? What are you talking about? I have no idea.
In fact, the only person who picked the Rams was Randy. That's it. Nobody else.
Randy's bringing back coin magic this week, dude. You're starting to see it.
Which, by the way, the Rams, I didn't even see. They had a 17-play, 75-yard touchdown drive. And then the Raiders, to retaliate, had a 3-play, 9-yard drive ending in a punt.
Dude, and you should have seen McDaniel's face after that. After they failed to convert the third down on that drive, that he just the look of defeat was whole and overwhelming.
Yeah,
he's got to be going, right? You'd think that he's going.
No, the dude,
No,
you
they
saw
said they love him.
he can't. They can't get rid of him. They financially cannot do it.
Yeah, it's just sad. Like, and apparently on the 3-play drive on a 3rd and 1, they ran Jacobs up the middle for no gain. The classic run it up the middle. I hate that play. Unless you have like Derrick Henry or like some massive like running back, why are you doing that?
Dude, if Jacobs can't get it, like honestly, Jacobs is kind of the guy you call on to do that, and he gets stuffed.
Yeah,
it's the guy. And then, like I said, I was reading, it actually was intercepted. So it was 3rd and 2 at their own 10, and Baker Mayfield was intercepted, and they had pass interference. So it got called back, and there was no play.
I will say that coming out of the live chat, Shane said that there's a report came out today that Stafford might have to retire with how bad his neck is. Baker might have played himself into a start into LA next year. That would surprise me if Stafford was forced to retire because of a neck injury, since he's already had so many other injuries that he's played through.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, Baker looked good, and what are the Rams looking like next week? Coming out of a full week of practice, I don't know who they play against next week because we haven't even done the show yet. But I think that this was certainly a turning point. If the Rams are not making the playoffs, that's just not happening.
No,
but they could salvage this.
The Packers on Monday Night Football.
They do play.
Week.
If we lose to the Rams,
you've already said this so many times this season. If the Packers lose this game,
here's the thing. Like, I don't even care if the Packers lose anymore. So if we lose, it's like great. Now it's draft positioning. Like, who cares? Like whatever. It's not like we're the Colts of last year losing their final 2 games to like for sure make it in or something. This is like, man. Oh no, we lost our 33% chance of winning out and making the playoffs. What are we gonna do?
Strays on the quick snap, dude. Jesus.
On the quick snap prediction for next week, who you guys got? Rams, Packers. Assuming everything stays the same as it is right now. Just as a little precursor.
I hope the Packers win.
I would certainly have to hope the Packers too. Yeah, but Baker may have a little more magic left.
I would also pick the Packers. So we all agree that we still think the Packers are going to be the superior team coming out of next week when they play the Rams.
Like again, I think this was the Raiders shitting the bed. Like I legit think this was a Raiders loss more than a Rams win.
I mean, the Rams, both of these teams are awful. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah,
so,
they are.
But I mean, don't look at the fourth quarter as an example of what either of these teams can do. Look at the third quarter. That is just perfectly demonstrates the capability of both of these.
And honestly, you can apply that to the Bucs Saints game too. I'll hold on to that little point that Bear made and carry that over to last week's game, or Monday night's game, I guess I should say, where the third quarter really is indicative of the true nature of both of these two teams. Same thing goes for the Bucs and the Saints, both bad teams. Just a miracle happened with Tom Brady, and now we have Baker Brady making it again tonight on Thursday Night Football.
Little baby Baker Brady.
And this is again like a game where the Raiders also lost it because they just couldn't put the game away. You know what I mean? Like they're just sitting at 16 so many points. Chances. You have so many chances. Like a team like the Chiefs would just be like, oh, now we're up 24-3. Like it's gone, but they can't do it.
The difference between them and the Raiders and a lot of these bad teams that they're playing, you're talking about playing to win versus playing to survive, playing to hold on to their lead. You have to play to win. And that's, and we'll close out this quick snap here as we come up on the 15 minutes. I will say that the now infamous quote from Byron Leftwich, which I also put in the Discord chat, he literally said, and I'm just going to close it out with this, Byron Leftwich literally said, quote, "Nobody has ever lost scoring more points than the other team," end quote. Thank you, Byron Leftwich. Appreciate that, Captain Hindsight. That's our offensive coordinator.
Did you see that? I think I just posted of Baker Mayfield literally head ram-butting his teammate with a helmet on.
Well, we talked about that a couple weeks ago when he did that in Carolina as well.
Oh yeah, that's just his thing now.
That's his thing
He
now.
got attention for
Well,
it, so he's gonna do it more until he
mean,
breaks
now
his skull open.
Now it actually fits because he's a Ram,
Right.
You know, so it's
That's
all
a little
tied
more
together.
fitting.
Yeah.
So
So
maybe that's what he needed. He needed to become a Ram.
Yeah.
he's going towards his natural tendency of ramming people with his forehead into their helmet.
Which, another fun stat: he now has more 90+ quarterback rating games than Russell Wilson this season.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Not a hard bar to cross, but good
No,
job.
Wilson's,
You're beating
Wilson's season high is 65.
Broncos
so-
country. Let's ride.
Hey.
There you go.
Speaking of strays, there you go, Denver. Enjoy that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you
So that is going to do it here. Remember, those of you watching live, first off, thank you very much for tuning in and also contributing to the discussion. We really appreciate it. Make sure you click the like button. It's the best way to grow our podcast as well as share it around here for the YouTube algorithm. Happy birthday to our very own Bear Taffy.
Yay.
And we will see you all on probably Monday night for the next Quick Snap. Enjoy the weekend, everyone, and football. Bannerman.